Hey everyone, welcome back to Bike Hub. If you're passionate about cruisers and the unmistakable roar of V-twins, today's episode is for you. We're diving into the newly released 2026 Harley-Davidson Iron 883, a motorcycle that blends the legendary Sportster DNA with fresh updates and modern touches. We'll explore design, performance, ergonomics, tech, what's new for 2026, and whether this bike is right for you. So strap in and let's ride. Heritage and positioning. The Iron 883 has always held a special place in the lineup of Harley-Davidson. Rooted in the Sportster family, it offers an accessible entry point into the Harley world while still delivering that signature look and feel. The 883cc engine and the dark custom styling have made it a favorite for those who want big attitude in a relatively compact package. The 2026 model continues that legacy, staying true to its roots while bringing in select upgrades. According to early reports, it remains an 883cc V-twin air-cooled engine, tuned for strong low-end torque and improved ride comfort. So, the Iron 883 isn't about chasing the highest horsepower numbers in the class. It's about style, feel, personality. The 2026 model underscores that by keeping the DNA intact and focusing on refinement rather than radical change. Design and visuals. When you first lay eyes on the 2026 Iron 883, the thing that stands out is its presence. It retains the low-slung cruiser stance, teardrop fuel tank, blacked-out components and minimalist attitude. According to recent coverage, the 2026 version has signature low-slung design, with new color options and subtle refinements in finish. In the design department, the fuel tank remains compact, giving a classic Sportster silhouette. The seat height is low, enhancing that cruiser feel. Earlier spec for prior Iron 883, seat height around 29.9, unladen. Blacked out engine, exhaust, frame, minimal chrome, more attitude. New paint and graphic treatments, matte and gloss combinations, potentially new accent colors for 2026 in some markets. Visually, the bike manages to walk the line between heritage and modernity. It doesn't scream futuristic gadget bike, but it does look crisp, sharp and purposeful. On camera, these kinds of machines photograph well. The contrast of black components with polished touches, the teardrop tank catching light, the chunky rear tire, all work great for video and stills. Engine and performance. Let's talk power and performance. The 2026 Iron 883 continues to use an 883cc V-twin, air-cooled engine, a platform that Harley knows well. Reports suggest improved throttle response and slightly better fuel efficiency for the 2026 model. From earlier spec sheets, for older Iron 883 models, engine torque was about 53.8 feet lb at approximately 3,750 revolutions per minute with a dry weight of around 545 pounds. While full official numbers for the 2026 variant are still emerging, the expectation is the same displacement, similar character, strong low-end torque, meaningful cruiser feel, moderate top-end ambition. What that means for you as a rider: you'll get punchy acceleration from moderate revs, solid in-town performance, confident presence on open roads, but this is not a sport bike. If you're expecting blistering lap times, you'll want something else. Instead, you get that classic Harley thrust, the rumble, the presence. The improved ride comfort and reduced vibration mentioned in reviews mean that for 2026, Harley has tuned things to be a bit more polished. Less harshness, smoother throttle transitions, plus more predictable ride behavior. Good for modern riders who may commute, tour or ride regularly rather than just for weekend blasts. Ride comfort and handling. How does the 2026 Iron 883 feel when you're on it? According to commentary, the suspension has been upgraded for better damping and stability over rough surfaces. Ergonomics. Low seat height makes it accessible, riders of varying heights should be comfortable. Mid-mounted foot controls typical of this class give a balanced stance. Low center of gravity thanks to the cruiser layout, this aids maneuverability at slow speeds and in traffic. Handling-wise, cruiser bikes have a reputation of being stable but less agile than sport bikes. The Iron 883 plays to its strengths: predictable in corners, planted on straights, comfortable cruising. For 2026, the refinements aim to reduce the traditional Harley, wait on turn in, feel and smooth out the ride. Good news for riders in urban settings, stop-and-go traffic or mixed road conditions. The braking, reportedly improved with updated disc setup, gives better control in emergencies. That's a welcome step given prior critiques of cruiser braking feel. In short, you're not getting razor-sharp sport bike agility, but you are getting a cruiser that's more refined, dependable, comfortable and easier to live with daily. Features and technology. While the Iron 883 keeps a minimalist cruiser ethos, the 2026 update brings some thoughtful technology upgrades. From the available info, instrument cluster has been updated for clearer display and better readability. Lighting, headlight, taillight, improved with more efficient bulbs for better nighttime visibility. Safety features. ABS included, standard for many newer bikes, some mention of modern electrical system tuning for reliability. What you don't get, and this is worth noting, you won't have a full-blown TFT display with smartphone integration, ride modes like Sport, Classic, Adventure, or semi-autonomous aids. The focus is on keeping that cruiser simplicity and raw feel. If you want high-tech gadgetry, you may need to go upmarket or to a different segment. For many riders, that's a feature not a drawback. Fewer distractions, more focus on riding, simpler maintenance. For example, a minimal analog or hybrid display with trip meter, fuel gauge, speedometer is often enough. The improved reliability and lighting upgrades are practical too, especially for riders in varied road conditions. Specs snapshot. Let's pull together what we know about specs and practical details for the 2026 Iron 883, drawing on older data plus what's new. Engine, displacement, 883cc V twin air-cooled. Weight. Earlier model dry weight approximately 545 pounds, approximately equals 247 kg for the prior version. Seat height, around 29.9 in, approximately 760 mm, unladen in earlier spec. Fuel capacity, earlier spec approximately 3.3 gallons, approximately 12.5 liters in some markets. Mileage, efficiency. For the 2026 model, commentary suggests about 22 to 25 km/h depending on conditions. Purpose and usability. Urban commuting, weekend cruises, occasional longer rides, yes. Daily commuter for heavy highway miles, possible, but remember the cruiser seat, suspension and comfort will feel different to sport or touring bikes. One practical thing to highlight for your viewers, because of the lower seat and cruiser layout, for riders of shorter stature this bike is accessible. Also, the simplicity of the engine and fewer electronic aids mean lower maintenance complexity, in theory, though Harley parts and service will still carry premium. Also consider servicing in your region, Pakistan, South Asia, and availability of spares if you're buying imported or gray market. What's new for 2026? This is a key section, what separates the 2026 Iron 883 from its predecessors. Based on early information, refined engine tuning for better throttle response, smoother ride, less vibration. Improved suspension and damping for better comfort over rough roads. Slight updates in design finishes and new color graphic options. Upgraded lighting and instrument cluster for improved usability. Better fuel efficiency in some markets compared to older models. For your script, you might say, the 2026 model doesn't reinvent the Iron 883 wheel, but it sharpens the ride, improves usability and polish, and makes the package more compelling than ever. For bikes in markets like Pakistan or South Asia, these refinements matter. Roads may be less predictable,